This will be for the con assignment, factor quadratics by grouping. So we know that a quadratic is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. They want us to factor this quadratic here. Okay, a is the coefficient with x squared, b is the coefficient with x, and c is the constant term by itself. All right, and what you want to do is find two numbers that multiply to a times c and add to b. All right. So the first step is to multiply a times c and write out the factors for that. So let's do that. All right, so a times c, we can see a is -7. And we see that c is -9. And multiplying those two, we get 63. Okay, so we're going to write the factors out for 63. And we can see that b is -24. So we can stop when we find a pair of numbers that adds to -24. Okay, for 63, we have 7 times 9. And of course, -7 times -9. And if I do 3 into 63, 63 divided by 3 is 21. And also, of course, -3 and -21. All right. So do we have a pair of numbers that adds to -24? Yes, that's right here. Okay, so with the -3 and the -21, we are going to replace the -24. All right, so we still have -7x squared. And instead of -24x, I'm going to write -3x and -21x. Okay, and we still have -9. And now at this point, we can factor this group of parentheses and also this group of parentheses here. All right, and really, you want to keep a plus sign in the middle there. All right, I just ran out of room. So in the first group of parentheses, what's the common factor? Well, we can't factor out a number because we have two prime numbers, 7 and 3. But we can definitely factor out an x. Okay, -7x squared divided by x is -7x. And -3x divided by x is just -3. All right. And now here we have -21 and -9. Okay, both are divisible by -3. All right, so I'm factoring out a -3 out of here. -21x divided by -3 is just 7x. And -9 divided by -3 is +3. Now, we want these groups in parentheses to match, okay? Now, we can see this one is negative and this one is positive. So what I'm going to do is change the sign on the -3 to positive, and then I can change the sign on these two, -7x and -3. All right? It's still the same thing. If it were +7 times -3, it's the same as 3 times -7. So it's the same thing. Okay? And now since each of these terms are multiplied by negative 7x minus 3, it's just going to be x plus 3 times negative 7x minus 3. So enter that in the box, use parentheses, x plus 3, hit the right arrow key, parentheses again, negative 7x minus 3. Okay, and it closes the parentheses for you. All right, so again, we're going to start with a times c. And we can see a is negative 8. And we see that c is positive 2. Negative 8 times positive 2 is negative 16. All right, and the value for b, we can see that's negative 15. All right, so write out the factors for negative 16. We have 4 times negative 4. We have 2 times negative 8. We have 15 times negative 1. Oops, I'm sorry. I mean 16 times negative 1. We have negative 16 times positive 1. Okay, do we have a pair that adds to negative 15? Yes, that's this one right here. So we're going to use these two numbers to replace negative 15. All right, so rewriting this equation here, we still have negative 8x squared. And instead of negative 15, I'm going to use negative 16 and positive 1. And each of those should have an x on it. So negative 16 and positive 1. And we still have plus 2. Okay, again, we're using two groups of parentheses. All right. So out of this here, negative 16 and negative 8 are both divisible by negative 8. I'm going to factor that out. And x squared and x are both divisible by x. Okay, you choose the one with the smallest exponent, so that's just x. Negative 8x squared divided by negative 8x is just x. Negative 16x divided by negative 8x is just positive 2. And right here, this is the same as x plus 2, which already matches, so we don't need to do anything. Okay, there's nothing to factor out of that anyway. Now, if you want a number in front of these parentheses here, you can just put a 1. Okay, that doesn't change anything to multiply it by 1. So notice that each of these terms are multiplied by x plus 2. So we have negative 8x plus 1 and that is times x plus 2. So you just enter that in the box. Use the parentheses, negative 8x plus 1. Hit the right arrow key, parentheses, x plus 2.